What's up, guys? It's your boy Zax1Million here, and it's the final week of the season. It's finally here. This is my first week prediction of each game. I know it's a little late because it's the last week of the season, but first off, I want to say happy holidays and hope you all had a good Christmas, and I hope you all have a good Happy New Year. And let's get down to business. I'm gonna get my papers here, and give me a sec. Bills at the Patriots is our first game. This game clearly has no implication. Buffalo's been out of the playoffs, and New England's already secured its first round bye. I still think New England's going to win this game. I think the Patriots just have dominated Buffalo, especially how Tom Brady's just demolished Buffalo in his career. And plus it's because they're at New England. I'm taking the Patriots. Jets at the Dolphins. This is most likely going to be Rex Ryan's last game as the coach of the Jets. As early yesterday on Saturday, he admitted that he's already cleared out his office, which implicates he's probably not going to be back with the team next year. But man, screw the team, man. I feel sorry for Rex Ryan. I mean, he's a great coach. The team's just trash. I mean, they are, and I mean they may be young and all, but they're stupid. They've made stupid decisions this year, and I don't think Geno Smith's ever going to be the quarterback everybody thought he was going to be. So, and the Dolphins, this game doesn't have any implication on their playoffs. I mean, Joe Philbin, he's staying put. Dolphins are already eliminated from the playoffs. I'm going to go with the Dolphins as a nice homecoming present for closing out the year for Miami. I'm going with the Dolphins. Let's see here. Let's see who I got next. I got Cleveland at Baltimore. Obviously, Cleveland having to put Johnny Football on IR, and Brian Hoyer has a contusion on his bicep. Connor Shaw will be making his NFL debut against Baltimore. Now, of course, for Cleveland, this game means nothing, but for Baltimore, it means everything. Baltimore has to win and then hope San Diego loses to add on top of it. But I just don't see Cleveland doing anything in this game. I'm going to go with Baltimore. Bengals at the Steelers on Sunday night primetime. This is a big game. It's going to decide who wins the AFC North. Obviously, that tie has really helped the Pittsburgh Steelers in a big way. Or, excuse me, the Bengals. I'm sorry, folks. That tie the Bengals had with the Panthers earlier in the year has really helped Cincinnati along the way. Other than that, I mean, I think it's been fairly even, but I'm going to go with the Steelers because it's in the Berg. All right, let's see what we got next. Let's see here. I have the Texans hosting the Jags. Jacksonville, of course, might play tough for Coach Gus Bradley to give him a nice closing out year present. Now, I still think Gus Bradley's okay. I don't think Gus Bradley's going to get fired. I think he's going to be safe, and I don't think his job is going to be interfered come late Sunday night, Monday morning. But I'm still going to go with the Texans because, of course, this is a huge scenario for the Houston Texans. Now, of course, they have to win, and then they have to hope San Diego and Baltimore both lose. They have to have both those teams lose, and then obviously they got to do their part and win. And the Texans are in, but I'm going with Houston. Colts at the Titans. This game has no implication either. I mean, Colts have already wrapped up the South, and they've probably already wrapped up their seed. The Titans, they're probably just gonna go get the number 1 draft pick. I mean, they've been so bad this year. I mean, or the number 2 draft pick, because Buccaneers have been just as bad. So I'm still gonna go with the Colts because Tennessee is just a garbage team. So let's see who we got next. Oakland at Denver. This game means obviously everything to Denver because Denver would love to have a first round bye going into the playoffs. And Oakland, no offense, but Oakland's just been a trash team. I mean, they've just been so bad this year. I mean, yeah, I understand since their 0-10 start, they've won 3 of their last 5 games, but I just still see Denver winning it. I just don't think Raiders have enough strength on the Broncos, and I'm still going with Denver. Let's see here. This game has the biggest implication. Chargers at the Chiefs. This game can settle everything. Now, it almost feels like as if the winner of this game has a 66% chance to get in, while the loser clearly is eliminated. There's no ifs, ands, or buts unless, Cleveland pulls a rabbit out of the hat and beats Baltimore, and Jacksonville stuns Houston. But this game is going to tell you who's going to win that final wild card in the AFC. I'm going to go with as an upset, I'm going to go with the Chargers. I'm sorry, Kansas City. I just don't think you guys had enough of a good start to the season this year. Obviously, going 0-2 really hurt you guys, especially losing to Tennessee in the first game of the year. Other than that, it's been a really disappointing year under second-year coach Andy Reid, but I feel like they can make strong improvements in the offseason going into 2015. Alrighty. In the NFC, I have the Dallas Cowboys against the Washington Redskins. Now, Washington Redskins fans, okay? Thank you. I repeat, thank you. And I mean this. I thank you for beating the Philadelphia Eagles because it's the number 1 reason why we run the East. But obviously this is just another disappointing season for the Redskins, while it was a surprising season for the Dallas Cowboys, to say the least. Dallas was a team that nobody saw coming into the season as a good team. Obviously, they were 0-4 in the preseason, and they were like, I don't think this team has what it takes to win. But Dallas went against the odds, and they won the NFC East. I mean, Romo's been MVP caliber type this year, and we'll see what goes from there with Romo in the MVP race. Another pointless game I have here, the Giants hosting the Eagles. Now, this game could just be, statistical game, guys like Jeremy Maclin and LaShawn McCoy, Odell Beckham Jr. This is just a game to put more stats into their season because obviously with Philadelphia being eliminated, this game doesn't even matter. It has no interest. But I don't know. I think the Giants are on a roll. I think Odell Beckham Jr. is going to win Rookie of the Year. I'm going with the Giants as an upset special. And I have to give you my pick for Cowboys. Of course, I shouldn't have to because you know who I want to win and you know who you would think you would know who I pick. So, no offense in case you don't know. But Bears at the Vikings. Man, it's been a season of turmoil for these two teams, specifically more for Chicago, especially around the speculation of Tennessee wanting to trade to get Cutler. Cutler's just had an atrocious year. I mean, Jay Cutler, the poor guy, I mean, he hasn't been able to get a break, but Jay Cutler's just had a very rough season, but I don't see Mark Trestman lasting by the end of tomorrow. When that game's over, maybe Monday morning, I expect Chicago to announce that they have fired Mark Trestman, but maybe not, maybe not. But my pick, I'm going to go with the Vikings closing out at home. I feel like they want to do this game for Mike Zimmer. NFC North Showdown. This game's going to be between Detroit and Green Bay. Now, from the stat that I pulled up before I started this video, Detroit hasn't won in Green Bay in almost over 20 years. That's been longer than since I've been born. The last time the Detroit Lions won in Lambeau. Now, this Detroit Lions team is a much better team this year than they were last year, clearly. Period. I mean, it's going to be tough, but, I mean, Rodgers is almost flawless at home. Now, of course, I'm going to get those trolling NFL fans saying how, oh, Rodgers isn't good when he's on the road. It's like, whatever. You know, Rodgers is still a good quarterback in my mind. I think he's one of the top 5 in the league. I mean, it kind of now depends if Rodgers can even play, but most likely he will. But I'm going to go with the Packers, and Detroit's going to stick with the wild card. Let's see, what game do I have here? I have Falcons and the Panthers from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. This game obviously is another division crown. It involves the Carolina Panthers, who, of course, have had a pretty bad season themselves. Atlanta, I mean, Atlanta's had, I mean, in my opinion, just as worse of a season as Carolina, considering how Newton and Ryan have been so inconsistent this year. But a stat to point up here, Cam Newton has only lost one game to Atlanta in his young 3-year career. And that one game was this year. He is 2-0 on the road in Atlanta. And I think Carolina ends the season in Atlanta. I'm going with the Panthers over the Falcons. Let's see, next game. Saints at the Buccaneers. This game obviously means no importance, but of course Tampa Bay loses, they'll get the number 1 draft pick and most likely take Heisman Trophy winner Marcus Mariota. Now the Saints, they've had just an atrocious season. I mean, they went from, I think, 5-5 in the division, and then they plummeted to 6-9 in the last 2 months. Drew Brees, I mean, has had one of the worst seasons of his career. I mean, this has just been a disappointing season for New Orleans, especially in front of that home crowd, because we've been talking about how great they play at home in New Orleans. And, you know, it's a funny stat I have to pull up. Since they won their first road game, that's the New Orleans Saints, since they won their first road game, when they were, I think, 4-4 or some shit like that. Atlanta was 5-0 in the division this year, and Atlanta beat New Orleans in their last home game of the year. Saints went from 3-0 at home to 3-5. Now, first of all, that's just not fair to those fans, because those fans down in New Orleans have been so loyal to that team, especially, going through that Super Bowl win in the year of the 2009 season. That's just, it's not fair to those fans that they have to go through that, but I don't see any difference, and I see that, the Saints apparently have a way of winning on the road. They're 3-0 on the road since their last, since they started 0-4, and I see, nothing changing. I'm going with the Saints over Tampa Bay. Let's see who I got here. I have Arizona at San Francisco. San Francisco has clearly made it obvious that, obviously, one, they're done with the playoffs this year, but two, Jim Harbaugh will most likely not be coming back either. I think the Cardinals, they just don't have a quarterback, and it's kind of hard if you're an Arizona fan heading into the playoffs without, first off, Carson Palmer, and then you don't have Drew Stanton to add on top of it. It makes everything just as worse. I'm going to take this as an upset. I'm going with the 49ers, and I think they're going to do this to give Jim Harbaugh one last win before he leaves San Francisco. I'm going with the 49ers. And the last game is the Seahawks hosting the Rams. Now, this is a game where the Seahawks, of course, they win this game, they're going to have home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs. And obviously nobody wins in Seattle, everybody says, but of course Dallas this year was the only team that beat those Seahawks up in Seattle. And it was a great game. It's not like, either team blew out the other team, but it was a good game. But I don't think it'll be as close as it was last time. And I hope we meet the Seahawks, and I'd like to see them again. I'd like to see Dez and Richard Sherman face off again. But other than that, in this Rams-Seahawks game, I'm clearly taking the Seahawks over the Rams. And here is the current playoff picture. The Patriots and the Denver Broncos would be getting the first-round byes, with Cincinnati being the 3 seed, Indianapolis is the 4 seed, Pittsburgh is the 5 seed, and San Diego's the 6 seed. Now, of course, San Diego wins, they're in. It doesn't matter what Baltimore or Houston does, because if San Diego wins, they're in. In the NFC, it's Seattle and Detroit with the first-round byes in the NFC. Dallas has the 3 seed, and they're most likely going to stay at that 3 seed, because even if they lose, it doesn't matter because how bad the NFC South has been this year. So at most, Dallas could get 3 seed if they lose. The 4 seed is the NFC South winner, and that's going to be decided later tonight against between Carolina and Atlanta, and those two will most likely play the winner of the Green Bay-Detroit game. The winner of the South Division will have to play either Detroit or Green Bay, because the Lions or Packers are going to be one of the 2 wild cards, while obviously the other one's going to be the division winner. And the last team that clinched in was the Arizona Cardinals. Well, actually, they were the first, but because they lost at home to Seattle, they plummeted from 1st to 6th, and the Cardinals are in. But of course, I think the Cardinals might be a first-round exit. But Other than that, I have to congratulate all the teams that got in, such as New England, Denver, Cincy, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, Seattle, Detroit, Dallas, Green Bay, and Arizona. I have to congratulate those teams for making it into the tourney, and we'll see how far you guys go. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like my video, comment, and subscribe, and I will get back to your comments as soon as I can. Until then, if I don't see you then, have a good New Year.